South Korea is ripping Johnny Somali apart. South Korea's justice system isn't just throwing the book at Johnny Somali. They're stacking it with sequels, spin-offs, and an extended director's cut. The latest development in this saga is that Johnny's trial has been delayed until March 7th, 2025.
So officially, we have an update that Johnny Somali, aka Ramzi Khalid Ismail, the date of his trial has been moved by the judge. It has been moved from December 20th, which means there will be no trial on December 20th. Fine, I want to give it to the world. Is March 7th, 2025. Okay? March 7th, 2025. So we've got to wait almost what, 4 months?
And this is a really bad deal if you're Johnny Somali. You are in a terrible position. This is extremely devastating for him. And we're going to talk about that in this video today. Because the reason why this is such a devastating situation is giving the courts plenty of time to marinate him in legal misery. At this point, it's not even about whether Johnny's guilty. It's about how far they can twist the knife before he breaks apart completely.
Or what? Okay. Come on, BTS niggas, let's do a stand-in. This is why China is gonna destroy you niggas. Shout out North Korea, nigga. Yo, I don't care, nigga. This is my show, nigga. I take this shit over. You from the Travis country? Yes! Yes! Yes!
Shout out to the Legal Mindset. Again, he's the lead in this story, providing updates. At one point, we all thought this was going to have a trial in later December, later this month, but they pushed it several months ahead. This is extremely bad. Before we get more into this, let me give you guys some advice, especially those here in the US. Obviously, you don't want to commit crimes, like ever. But especially don't commit crimes outside of the United States. If you think the legal system here is bad, I got some news for you. It's Disneyland compared to what you're going to face in some other countries. In the US, you get due process, you get some public defenders, you can appeal, and yes, sometimes it feels like the system is bending over backwards to give you a fair shake, especially when you're caught red-handed and you don't have any money. But when you step outside these borders, it's a whole different ballgame. Other countries don't play around. Your rights? Yeah, they might not exist the way that you think they do. Fines, deportation, travel bans, forced labor, these are all very real possibilities, especially if you are a foreigner, and especially if you are extremely annoying and you are destroying every fabric of the society of the place that you're in. So the truth is, when you're abroad, you're playing by someone else's rules. It's not like they're going to care that you didn't read the fine print. That prank that you thought was funny, that minor offense, it can spiral into a life-ruining ordeal faster than you can say, I did not know that this was illegal.
What happened to him? No, what is this guy doing? He's drinking soju and then throwing up?
Don't ever lie on my ass again, ugly ass guy.
Oh my God.
I swear to God, I got niggas on away from you.
So yeah, play smart, be respectful, and don't test the patience of foreign legal system. The consequences are not worth it. So let's break down why this delay is not just a minor setback. It's the justice system slowly roasting Johnny's career, his finances, and whatever clout he may have had left into oblivion. So like I said earlier, the trial is supposed to be happening in December 2024, but the judge looked at the calendar and said, you know what? Let's make this guy sweat a little longer. Now Johnny has this new trial date in March. That's 3 more months of being stuck in North Korea. He is banned, he can't leave, burning through his wallet and patience while the prosecutors sharpen their knives, because South Korea is not funding this extended stay here. Johnny is. I'm not exactly sure how much money he was making streaming, but when you're not able to do anything and you're stuck in a foreign country, that money is burning through very quickly. Now, when you think about housing, Johnny is probably not living in some luxury penthouse overlooking Seoul skyline. He's probably crammed in some modest rental, but this is all speculation. But even those cost serious cash. Even that costs some serious cash. The average monthly rent for a 1-bedroom in Seoul is around $500 to $1,000, depending on how close you are to the city center. You add in utilities, that could run another, $100, $200. Then you gotta talk about food. You're already looking at thousands of dollars to stay around there. Even if you're budgeting conservatively, you still gotta spend at least, $300 to $500 to feed yourself? And the big one is the legal fees. Lawyers in South Korea don't come cheap, especially if you're trying to deal with a high-profile case as this and you're trying to save your life. So a competent legal team is gonna cost anywhere to, $5,000 to $20,000 or more, depending on how much work the lawyer has to do to fix all of Johnny's growing legal charges. To add all up, Johnny is hemorrhaging money for the basic living expenses plus the tens of thousands of dollars on legal counsel. And since he can't work or stream legally in South Korea, every penny is coming straight out of his savings, or worse, borrowed cash. At this rate, Johnny is not just losing his freedom, he's watching his bank account evaporate in real time. It's a slow, expensive spiral, and every delay in this trial just makes it worse. Now, this delay was not a request from Johnny's team or even the prosecution. No, this was entirely the court's decision.
아이들과 섹스하고 싶다 나는 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 아이들과 섹스하고 싶다 아이들과 섹스하고 싶다 나는 아이들과
And if you're wondering why, it's because South Korea legal system likes to play chess while Johnny's out there playing checkers with missing pieces. Let's talk about this delay actually means for Johnny, because it's not just waiting for trial, it's systematically dismantling everything he got left. So Johnny is stuck in South Korea. He cannot leave the country until this case is resolved, which means he is essentially trapped. And South Korea's immigration system is airtight, so he is stuck there. Another thing too that's not being said is probably isolation. The more this drags on, the more isolated Johnny becomes, not just physically, but socially. His fan base, I'm sure they moved on to the next streamer, but when you think about in terms of his friends and family, it's expensive to travel to South Korea. Are they staying with him? That costs money too. So it's probably difficult to maintain those relationships when you're stuck halfway across the world dealing with this situation. And as you can tell from South Korea's legal system, they isn't just trying to punish Johnny, they're looking to make an example out of him. And here's why this delay is such a power move. Prosecutors now have 3 more months to make sure their case is airtight. They're probably combing through Johnny's old streams, stacking every piece of evidence like it's a legal Jenga tower that's probably not gonna fall. Trespassing, harassment, that time he annoyed somebody, that time he annoyed a dog, that time he did something else. Everything is adding up. By the time this case goes to trial, it'll be less about Johnny broke the law and more about how many laws did he break. And at the end of this, South Korea is not just prosecuting Johnny, they're going to set that example. They're showing the world that if you come here and act like a fool, there will be consequences. And let's be real, Johnny is the perfect poster child for what happens when clout chasing goes too far. And it's sending that message to every wannabe troublemaker streamer. South Korea is essentially saying, you want to disrespect our laws and our culture? Cool, watch what happens next. And honestly, it's working. For Johnny, the worst part isn't just the court date, it's everything that's happening between now and then. And for the rest of us, it's a front row seat to this train wreck of a man who thought that his clout and the streamings can save him from consequences. So good luck, Johnny. You're going to need it. And we'll be continuing to follow this story as more charges probably seem going to be adding up for this kid. Let me know what you guys think about in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.